we because the whole.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's go.
Hello, baby. Hello, nasty. Hello, there. Hello. I say hello. Hello, friend. Well, hello, little girl. Hello, my treacherous friends. Hello, operator. The beginning of everything. Welcome back, my friends. It's showtime.
Everybody, welcome to the Brink of Sanity, episode 389. Mark, we are getting closer and closer to the 100th episode anniversary of us promising a 300th episode special.
That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Milestones. It's all about milestones.
How are we going to celebrate the 100th episode anniversary of us promising a 300th episode? I'm confused. I'm also confused because we were supposed to. This is 2 weeks in a row that we had some publicist reach out to us and schedule a author to come on our show. I mean, couple months ago, we had who was the dental guy on?
Yeah, 1-800-DENTIST. It was awesome.
He was awesome. Some publicists reached out to us, asked us to have him on the show. Great, awesome. So I don't know who these publicists are. I imagine they're people. They're just scamming these writers, and they're like, "Oh, sure, you wrote a book. No one cares about it. If you pay us a lot, we'll find random podcasts to put you on." But anyway, we agreed. Last week the guy didn't show up, and there was no explanation for why he didn't show up. And currently, the person that's supposed to come on for this week is 7 minutes late. And I have no expectation this guy's going to come on. This guy's name is Sam LaCrosse. He wrote a book called Value Economics. This will be a weird way to start the episode if he does come on.
Maybe I'll edit this part out if he does come on.
But whatever. Okay, I don't.
Mark's really thrilled with the guests that I've booked so far.
So I said to Jay, "This is stupid. Let's not do this again." And Jay's like, No. Let's do it again next week. It'll be fine. No, I don't want to be the guy that cancels on people. And these authors are awesome. Jay's just, I don't know why Jay doesn't like me anymore.
I feel like you made up like half of that conversation.
90% of it, but whatever. Anyway, Jay.
And then Jay was like, blah, blah.
And then Jay was like, "It'll be amazing. These authors, they're going to skyrocket the Brink of Sanity show. Let's do it." I said to Jay, I'm like, earlier this week, I'm like, let's just cancel this dumb thing. Like, why even have this author on? We don't care about the book. Again, this will be a really weird start to the interview if he comes on.
I'm going to laugh so hard when he enters the room.
And Jay's like, "I don't want to be the guy that cancels on people." I'm like, why do we even book this stuff in the first place? And who are I want to have, not the author, I want to have the publicist who is paid to reach out to us. I want to talk to that person about their job.
How'd you find us? What makes you think that your guest is going to want to be on this show? Like, did you listen to any episodes? Yeah, there's a lot of questions we could ask.
Maybe we'll find out there's like a weird thing going on. Like, she'll wind up dead. She'll have killed herself. And the last act these publishers do before killing themselves is book a guest on our show. Like, this is their lowest moment. They're like, "Okay, I booked on Brink of Sanity. That person's going to come on. I won't be there to make sure he comes on because I'll have killed myself by then."
It's a trend. It happened to like 3 straight publicists.
Yeah, that'll be how our claim to fame will be. There'll be a big CNN report about how Brink of Sanity somehow is leading people to kill themselves.
Maybe our 400th episode will be us simultaneously getting raided by the FBI.
They'll be like, "Don't do the Brink of Sanity challenge on TikTok."
What's the Brink of Sanity challenge? It's when you book somebody on their show and then kill yourself.
They're like, "Hey, TikTok audience," or whatever the people say. Okay, I'm booking. The Jay and Mark, I'm not sure who it was, but they confirmed the guest. They sent over the Zoom link, and now I'm going to drink this acid. And Jay's like, finally has to admit, like, okay, not all publicity is good publicity. This is not going well. Jay has to explain at work. He's like, I had this podcast. Yeah, I know, like, I value my job here. I just wanted to promote my podcast that's completely worthless. And I've been trying for over a decade. No, please don't fire me.
It's like the movie Candyman. If you say the brink of sanity 3 times in a row in a mirror, a guy with a hook comes in and stabs you in the back.
I wish we could make enough. Like, if we can motivate someone to do anything, like maybe if we can motivate someone to be the real Candyman, that'd be something for our show.
It would. What we need is like a marketing person, like hype man, somebody who could actually book guests who show up or like get us a following on social media. By the way, speaking of things that have been going on for like almost 400 episodes.
What's been going on for almost 400 episodes, Jay? Tell me.
Me trying to get back the Brink of Sanity handle that I had for the first 50 episodes.
Explain.
We are, long story short, if you're a new listener, we had Brink of Sanity. We started on Twitter.
On Twitter.
And we started a Knicks podcast. And I said, I'll just combine the 2 Twitter names and call it Nick of Sanity. And I realized quickly that people who want a comedy podcast don't want a sports talk and vice versa. So I went to go back and get Brink of Sanity, and somebody took it. And they tweeted 5 times 12 years ago and have never logged into the account since. And Twitter will not, despite their website saying inactive after 6 months, they purge. 12 years later, they will not let go of this account. I've emailed them. I've sent them links to the website. I've showed them like our podcast logo, and they say that's not enough. We're not like legit enough to take this precious account that tweeted 5 times in 2010.
Can I just give you a little, did you know? Did you know that Nick of Sanity is actually a Knicks podcast that's more successful than our Knicks podcast?
Awesome.
I made that up, but go on.
I would have believed it. So I went to look to see if that account was still there. There is now a Brink of Sanity 4. So we are not the highest numbered Brink of Sanity Twitter account now.
Oh, wait. So is there a 2?
Yeah, there's a 1, there's a 2, we're 3, and there's a 4.
So basically, you're hoping to get a hype man or an intern or someone to join our show who's better at marketing, so we can build our show up enough that Twitter will give us the handle back. That's the defunct handle that's not being, the dormant handle basically that's not being used.
It's the ultimate goal. I mean, screw having thousands of listeners or making money off the show. I just want that Twitter handle back so we could come full circle. And then
Jay, I have a question for you. Mm-hmm. Would you trade, I guess, Brink of Sanity 3?
Yeah.
Would you trade Brink of By the way, why don't you just do the Brink of Sanity?
It was either taken or it was too many characters. There was a problem with it.
Okay. Would you trade Brink of Sanity 3 for Brink of Sanity 4?
Why?
I'm just asking. What if the offer is on the table? Would you do it?
No.
Okay. What would it take to make you do that? Like, you have to have a price. What's your price that you would go down? You would be make our show go behind this one in order. By the way, is Brink of Sanity 4 posting a lot?
You know, I forgot to check. I'm going to go check while I answer your question.
Well, you can. I'm sure you can multitask. That'll be great, Jay.
I always multitask. I am the host.
No, all you do, Jay, is just ignore the show while you look stuff up. And I'm like, okay, Jay, you gonna respond? And Jay's like, I'm multitasking.
So this is an active account.
What are they posting?
That has tweeted 20 times with a bunch of manga stuff.
A bunch of what?
Manga.
What's manga?
Japanese cartoons.
Why would I have known that? Why was that something you're like, manga? Like, just like something I'm going to know.
It's, I don't know, it's pretty popular. I thought it was pretty common knowledge.
Manga?
Yeah.
Could you ask on Brink of Sanity 3 if anyone knows what manga is?
Sure.
While you're multitasking?
Anyway, on September 15th, Brink of Sanity 4 tweeted, "Pussy stank anyway."
Oh, so they even have better tweets than us.
So quality tweets.
Okay. So what if the person with Brink of Sanity 4 is like, I really want Brink of Sanity 3. I've tried to get one or... First of all, how mad would it be if Brink of Sanity 4 jumps us and gets the original account?
I'll be pretty mad. Brink of Sanity 2 is tweeted twice in 2010.
Okay, so if Brink of Sanity 4 contacts us and offers you $5, will you switch?
Yeah. I get to delete the pussy stank tweet, right?
Sure. For $5, that's all the account's worth for you? I thought we'd have more of a negotiation. You're just like, I'll take a penny.
I tweet constantly on the Brink of Sanity Twitter account and get no feedback. Like nothing.
I think that is feedback, Jay.
So yeah, I'm gonna ask if anybody knows what manga is, and I bet this is the one tweet that we actually get responses to.
I bet by the end of the show, no one knows what manga is. By the way, is maybe with Elon Musk. So Elon Musk is now supposedly going to purchase Twitter.
Yeah, I heard he went back to his original offer.
Though supposedly, people who were helping his purchase with like $1 billion worth. I guess some of the people that were backing his purchase have pulled out, but I'm sure that'll be figured out. I don't know. I also saw on Twitter today. I saw this note. Tell me if this makes a lot of sense to you, and if you're going to follow this note.
Okay.
It said it was like a note from Twitter to like this is basically a note from Twitter to me, or just like I'm sure other people got this exact same note. But it says, "Help make Twitter more accessible. Did you know that adding descriptions to your images makes them accessible to people who are blind, have low vision, or use assistive technology? Turn on the reminder so you remember to include everyone."
Hey, I can't see this picture. Could you write something in even smaller text below it so I could read that and know what the picture's about?
Yeah, that was my first thought, but I realized if you start the third thing they said, assistive technology.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that but really, are there a lot of people that enjoy Twitter this way who are vision impaired?
I wouldn't think so.
I would say, I don't know what percentage of, what do they have? I think they have 400 million or maybe 300 or 400 million people on Twitter. I'll bet there's one person who's vision impaired out of that 400 million.
Seems weird.
I just cannot, and I know a lot of websites are supposed to be like there's supposed to be there's ADA websites are supposed to have some way for people who are blind to access them, and I understand that for some stuff, but really, if you're blind, do you really give a shit about the social media on Twitter?
I mean, you could, if you were blind and you put in like tweets into like an AI.
That pussy stank.
I mean, that's that's what you're getting at.
I mean, are you getting much at? You're like, oh, cool. Wait. Could you describe the picture that goes along with that pussy stank?
Oh, there's no picture. It's just.
I know. I know. But
Yeah.
wouldn't it be funny if you're like the Twitter's like bothering you? I saw you put a stinky pussy picture. Could you describe the pussy picture next to it? I hope all Twitter goes overboard with this. And anytime you see someone like a porn star post like a nude picture, she describes what's in the picture. That my
Mark,
pussy.
everyone knows what manga is.
That my pussy with 2 cocks in it. Thank you for making Twitter more accessible. I have to say it's also really annoying because, like, hey, Twitter, why don't you figure out how to make the pictures more accessible? Not give me another job.
Right. Yeah.
Twitter's making me feel like I'm somehow screwing over blind people. How about instead of spending $40 billion to buy Twitter, you just invest in the cure for blindness, asshole?
Well, Elon Musk said this is the first step to application X.
Just before you go into that, I actually, this is Twitter. Elon Musk hasn't bought Twitter. It'd be great if all these reminders are removed when Elon owns it. Elon's like, fuck the blind. Twitter's no longer for the blind. Fuck you. If you can't see it, fine, deal with it.
If you're blind, you're automatically banned.
You're banned. Yeah, that's God banning you. So get the fuck out. So what is application X, Jay?
Nobody knows. He said it's an all-in-one application that's gonna be the only application you ever need, and it's gonna be everything.
So I guess I think in China there's something called WeChat, and that is the. So I read a little bit about this. It's the idea of it's called like a super app, where you can do everything from that app, and I guess that's like pay your bills. You can so basically anything with money. I guess shopping, ordering a car. I don't know why you'd want to do everything from one app to begin with, but this We app in China, and I think it's China. I forget where it was. You can do everything. You can kind of do everything,
Mhm.
and so he's trying to replicate that. Yeah, I don't know I mean, I get the value for if you have the WeChat, like you have the super app, like that's pretty cool. You get like all the money. It's kind of like the Amazon of apps. On the other hand, what's the value for like me and you? Like, why do I care? Why would I care to like make payments through my super app?
I mean, it's great if like you're a hacker, you just hack one app and then you have everything.
You know, I someone tried to hack my Facebook account today.
Oh yeah. How do you know somebody tried to hack it?
I mean, I don't know. You mean like here's what happened, and you tell me what you think.
Mhm.
I got a let me find this email. And tell me what so I got an email saying, and this is the email address. Oh, I think now I know what happened.
What?
Okay, so the email said the title of the email is 879-40719 is your Facebook account recovery code. And it says, "Hi Mark, we received a request to reset your Facebook password. Enter the following password reset code." And
So that's the hack.
Or it says alternatively, you can directly change your password by clicking change password. You know why? You know what I realized, which I didn't realize earlier? The email address is security@facebookmail.com.
Did you click on the link?
No, you know what? So here, if you actually got this, what were your steps you would do?
I would hover over the link. That's always the sign. It would be like, 917scammail.com or something like. That's always what you do. You never need to go farther than that.
It just said, what it actually says? It says Facebook recover code. I don't know. It's like the actual when I'm putting the cursor over it kind of looks legit.
Well, then I would look at the email.
Yeah, I looked at so maybe it's fake. I'm not sure. Facebook Mail sounds like it's not right. I don't even. Let me see, because I responded. So after that, no, actually, you know what? That is the correct. That's really so. It is a real email address. Never mind. So this might be. Because I followed up by this by changing my Facebook password and my Gmail password, because I was like, this is really odd. If someone tried to reset my Facebook password, I should probably just change the Facebook password, and I should also change my Gmail password.
The day I signed up for Netflix, my Netflix account got hacked.
What happens when your Netflix account gets like you're like you just like what?
There was like a new profile in there that wasn't mine, and it was there was a new email address added to the account.
Oh.
So what I did is I signed that email address up for every gay porn site I could find. And then I called Netflix and they had me like switch to a different email address.
That's really funny. Yeah, I think the best thing to do is I never changed my Facebook password. I should probably change it so this person doesn't, and then also change my Gmail password.
Yeah, no, that's smart.
Yeah, but clearly, like this looks like someone basically put my email, I guess, in, hit recover password. Anyway, so I was gonna say, I guess so if someone takes over what happens though? If someone takes your Facebook account, then they contact your friends and try to scam them.
Yeah, that's when I don't know if you've seen your friends. They're like, if you got a message from me today, it wasn't me. That's
yeah, I've seen that. I had someone like a family member, my cousin's like brother, but not like related to me. Like cousin's husband's brother, whatever. He started messaging me one day and it was telling me all about this way to get money back from the government. And I was like, and he's I was just like, this is really, really weird.
Mm-hmm.
And I texted my cousin. I'm like, hey, so-and-so is really acting bizarre on Facebook right now with his messages to me. And he's like, yeah, his account got hacked. And I mean,
Yeah.
I wasn't going to fall for it, but it looks so legit when you see like their name and their picture
Yeah.
and they're sending you messages to. And it wasn't like just posting on Facebook. It was like a direct message, basically via Facebook Messenger.
Yeah, yeah. They did you ever get a scam email where they use your own name?
You ever get a scam email where they try to book a guest on your show? No. What they use your actual name to like scam you?
Yeah, they'd be like, from like Jason McKenna. I'm like, well, I wouldn't write myself and be like, hi, Jason McKenna. Click on this link. Like, I've gotten so many of those. It's if you look in your spam, maybe you'll have some of those.
Yeah, maybe I'll have. The most annoying thing I keep getting now, I think I mentioned this once in the show before, but every once in a while I get this FaceTime thing where someone puts like 10, 12, 15 numbers like, and they're all like my phone number, my cell number is 914 with other numbers, and so all the numbers are like 914 with a couple of different numbers, and they just FaceTime like 15 numbers at the same exact time, and then the idea is that like someone like thinks they have a missed call, and so they like. So they'll just like they'll hit FaceTime. Basically, it just goes. If you don't block, you have to block all the numbers to stop it. So like I start getting it, and it won't stop basically until you block every number. It's
I haven't gotten that
so
one yet.
fucking annoying. And somehow I got it started happening, and now every like couple months, it's like, or maybe a little more often, it starts happening. Most annoying. I was driving using GPS on like the Waze on my my phone, and it started happening. I'm like, what the fuck? I can't have this when I'm driving. And there's no, I've looked a little bit into it, and there's nothing like you can do besides blocking the numbers. You can only block them one at a time.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it's really fucking
What if you're like
annoying.
using GPS and your phone just blowing up?
Yeah, that's kind of what happened actually. Anyway, it was annoying as shit.
So
Hey.
Somebody on Twitter said, "Yeah, I know what manga is."
Was it Brink of Sanity like 5?
No.
Why don't you get Brink of Sanity 5 now? Just like steal it, like lock it down, and then maybe you could. Why didn't you offer Brink of Sanity 3, 5, and 7? Skip over 6. Offer those for Brink of Sanity 2. Like trade up in the world.
I'll use it like the NBA draft.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Why not? I'll throw in like a couple first round draft picks, maybe top 5 protected.
Yeah, you can have like all my future. You're gonna have like at least 3 of my future protected, top 5 protected Brink of Sanities.
Maybe
I don't know.
maybe we could get another couple numbered accounts in there too. Like,
Something like that.
like
Yeah.
less interesting ones as like a second round pick.
Jay.
Yeah.
I heard about this on another show, but I wanted to ask you. And this is related to what we're talking about. Do you think when girls squirt, is it squirting or peeing?
It's pee. All these guys who say they love squirting, they're getting peed on.
So apparently there was like a major study a number of years ago, and then there was another more recent major study. I guess they had to follow up to another major study. One was out of France, one was another one I think was out of somewhere in Asia, where like the scientists or quote unquote scientists are studying whether it's pee or something else, as if there could be anything else.
Yeah, I mean, you think there's like some secret like fluid sac that nobody's known about except perverts on the internet? Like,
Yeah, doctors can't seem to find it. I have to say, that is one of the like more disgusting things. What would your reaction be? I heard an interview with a woman. She was a stripper, and she talked about she was giving someone a lap dance, and she got so excited that she like orgasmed and squirted on the guy. What if you were getting a lap dance and that happened? What would your reaction be?
I'd be laughing.
Do you think I like? Would you be like, oh great, or you'd be like, this is disgusting?
I would be like, this is disgusting.
Okay, just wondering.
I don't even think I would like it if it was my wife.
I think it's I'm not can't say I'm a big fan of the squirting.
Yeah.
Jay's like, where's the show go from here?
I know, it's like no, but like it is a weird thing that people are so into it and like swear it's not pee when like
This whole fetish. I know there's a fetish where people they wear like guys pee on women or whatever. Like that's but how is there a separate fetish with squirting with the same kind of thing? It's like pretending it's not pee.
right.
Can you ask on Twitter if people think it's if it is squirting pee?
Sure. You want me to make a poll?
Yeah, just do a poll. Why not? Yeah, just say is squirting pee or something else.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna make a
Also,
poll.
how do you become a scientist that focuses on these kind of things?
It's
Like,
just,
what were you
that's a scam. It's like, you know what? I think we need to do a scientific study on this squirting thing.
like? What was the previous study? Like, what were you wrapping up to get to this study?
Right.
You're like, okay, now that we figured out how to deal with now that we had the pancreatic cancer, Jim, we're gonna finally do your squirting study that you've always wanted to do. Good job on the pancreatic cancer. This one's just as important.
What
Probably
if
more
that's
important.
your first study, and then you're going to apply for more studies, and here's my resume. I studied squirting.
What can you move on to? What would be the next thing that would be appropriate after squirting? Are you studying?
You would have to do all hack ones like, you know, do guys like erect nipples? Like you'd have to do a whole bunch of stuff like that.
Yeah. Do you guys give a shit if the lady comes? We'll find out.
Yeah. Or does coming feel good? Let's do a study.
What did you before squirting? What was your what scientific field did you work on? Oh, before that we were the boob inspectors. This is what we moved on to when we got more serious. So Jay, we were gonna do a top. I told Jay, hey, this guest is not gonna come on. We should do a top 5. Jay said, sounds good. Jay, did you do your top 5 or you didn't do your homework?
I thought we were having a guest, so I did research on the guest to ask him questions.
Okay, hang on. I'll be the guest. Ask some questions. So I am Sam LaCrosse. I wrote a book called what's my book called? Value Economics. This is all about how what's the pitch on this guy?
He has a novel, and then we could just send him this. But look, we did the interview. He wrote Value Economics, the study of identity, and he has a podcast called Don't Listen to This Podcast, and he has a blog called Don't Read This Blog.
Wow, sounds amazing. The self-help industry is a fraud. You are not exceptional. You can't have it all. The money won't follow just because you do what you love. Anyone who tells you something is different is lying. Too many people are helpless today because they don't know why they need help. They flock to self-help gurus because they don't know any better. That's the pitch on, I guess, on Amazon. In the first sentence, I like the idea of like the self-help industry is a fraud. That's true. It seems like, though, he wrote a self-help book for people that think I'm like, it's all a fraud, but here's my self-help book.
Yeah. I mean, I like it. I like that angle.
But like, it's weird to write a self-help book. You're admitting it's all a fraud, but then you write a self-help book for anyway. It's all a fraud, but here's my self-help book.
Why not?
Okay. So, Jay, I will be Sam LaCrosse. I assume he has the exact same voice as me.
Mhm.
Unfortunately for him.
That's
Let's do the interview. Hey, Jay. It's Sam LaCrosse here from Austin, Texas, and I'm goddamn awesome. I'm so awesome. I don't really even I don't come on podcasts.
I mean, thank you for clicking the link that I sent you, because that's all you needed to do was to click the link, and now you're here on Zoom. So
It was so easy to get in the show. Thank you for making it so easy.
I sent
anyway,
you got both, right? I sent it to two different emails.
I
right?
got both. Yeah, Jay, stop doubting yourself, Jay. Understand you're worthwhile. I'm here to self-help you. You're gonna get my self-help. I use my self-help to get on the podcast. I'm awesome. Ask me some goddamn questions, Jay. Stop being a pussy.
So you seem to try to use like like with infants, and they want to do something.
Get to the goddamn question, pussy.
Okay. And I'm already regretting this interview. And you tell them like no, and they want to do it. So then you tell them, go ahead and do it, and they don't. That seems to be your strategy with the don't listen to this podcast and don't read this blog. Have you found a lot of infants listening to your podcast and reading your blog?
I have a new business coming out I want to mention before. Can you mind if I plug my business?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay. It's called Don't Send Me Your Life Savings.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new business where it's all about you not sending me your life savings.
Okay.
I order you not to send me your life savings. Okay? Anyway, go on.
I got another one for you. What if you shit in a box and you said, "Don't eat this shit," and then you sold that?
I think someone's applying for a job, aren't they?
I mean, I got plenty of ideas.
Awesome. Awesome.
You can make
Anyway,
songs and say, "Don't listen to this song," and the lyrics are "Don't listen to this."
yes. It's a lot of don't do this and you're going to do it anyway. Yes. I say don't do it. And people are like, oh, I want to send me my life savings. I want to eat this box of shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it works. Anyway, ask me some questions. You want to learn about me? I'm Sam the Man LaCrosse, and I help people realize self-help is a load of crap. That's why they need my self-help.
Okay. I mean, we need a lot of help. So, what would your advice be to somebody who's been doing a podcast for 14 years and has yet to build a robust audience? That's my word of today. Robust.
Robust. Okay, I'm going to let you know, life is suffering.
Yes.
Actions are the realization of our experiences. Also, you're gonna mind's gonna go boom with this one. The true values get distorted in the pursuit of greater value.
Are you just reading like Aesop's fables?
No, this may or not be in someone's review of my book on Amazon.
Okay.
Anyway, so Jay, do you understand the true values get distorted in the pursuit of greater value?
Oh, I think you lost me.
Well, that's why your podcast is not succeeding. Actions are the realization of our experiences. You got to know this stuff. So far, you've nailed life is suffering.
Mm-hmm.
Feel like you're not nailing the other two. I have 3 principles. You got to nail them all. Life is suffering. You've got that one, Jay. Actions are realization of our experiences. Figure that shit out, Jay. And true values get distorted in the pursuit of greater value. You get those things, and your podcast will blow up. Ask me another question before my time is up here.
If you had a pussy that stank, would you say this?
That pussy is not stank.
Yeah, that's true values getting distorted in the pursuit of greater value.
Good. I think I'm catching on. You've already taught me a lot.
I am a man of powerful sentences.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I can make up some on the spot, just to let you know.
Can you?
Yes.
Okay, let's hear one. Okay.
Life is a series of adventures, so strap in and load up.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah.
You sound like you're emulating Johnny from Cobra Kai.
He was based on me. Did you know that? The Karate Kid was based on Sam LaCrosse.
I didn't know that.
And all the characters in the show. I'm even Mr. Miyagi. I'm everything.
Are you drinking a Coors Banquet right now?
Yeah, I am actually. I'm doing it all. I'm the man.
I feel like this interview has a great flow. And I'm amazed we don't get more interviews because this is just going so swimmingly.
Yes.
Do you want to hear what Lorenzo has to say?
I'm going to tell you something else.
Okay.
Your toxic self is lying to your happy self. Yeah, mind blown.
It is. It is. That. Do you want to hear what Lorenzo has to say?
Sure. Lorenzo's going to ask me a question. Go for it.
He has heard of manga. It's some sort of Japanese cartoon. He can't say much else about it except maybe the Brink of Sanity episode titled Tentacle Porn was somehow related. Lorenzo's correct.
Okay. That's great. Anyway, I'm blowing your mind because I'm thought-provoking and really eye-opening. I truly care about others. I've written a book to give back to the community rather than pure selfish profits through misleading miracle cures. After reading my book, Value Economics, you should expect to truly grow as a person without any strings attached. Plus, your dick will get bigger.
Did you add that last part?
No, that's in the Amazon review.
It is.
My book is fantastic. It's a solid mix of humor, current affairs, and history. Most importantly, It's an eye-opener on how to make your dick bigger with values on your terms in a world full of noise and distractions.
Wait, are all the reviews just you writing your own reviews?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
How do you? Because that's how you self-help. You write your own reviews. It's all about self-help.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a good way to get all 5-star reviews.
Jay, how often do you self-help, Jay? Do you do that a couple times? Does your wife help you self-help?
I do most of my self-helping.
Okay, cool. Anyway, I'm just telling you, the Tony Robbins, all the successful people in the self-help world are lying to you. But you should listen to me because I'm telling you they're lying to you, and I'll tell you how to run your life.
Okay.
Here's another wisdom bomb I'm going to drop on you.
Yeah.
You should be running, not walking, to your future.
Okay. What if you walk as fast as I do, though?
Listen, you can always go faster running. That's why you run, not walk towards your future.
Okay. But would that make you die sooner, too?
Listen.
I'm listening. I mean, I really don't want to run to, like, the end game of my life.
Making it to the end game gets you to understand the beginning game and the middle game as you understand life.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this is an amazing interview. Sam LaCrosse, he out.
Thank you, Sam. That was a very excellent. I'm definitely gonna name this episode "Interview with Sam LaCrosse," and I hope you
Can you send this interview to send the whole episode to send the episode to the PR person to say Sam was great. Was great in the show. And just say he was great in the show. It was an amazing interview. Give the timestamp for when he comes on, and just have her. And she, I guarantee, Jay, I'll make you a burger bet. She does not listen. She just says, "Great, I'm glad it worked out."
Okay.
Can you do that? Can you send her the episode?
Yeah, why not?
Send her the episode, and she'll. No matter how dumb, we've also talked so much trash about her, and they're like, I can't believe she has a job that involves having people come on our show. We even talked about people like her killing themselves as part of the Brink of Sanity challenge. She'll just thank us for this episode. I'm glad it worked out. Here's another shitty author that won't come on your show. The book.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
We got to do that. Okay. We did a top 5, or at least one of us did, of people. I think people or creators. I did people who are secretly evil, and I kind of basically are unexpectedly. I kind of really focused on creators of certain products who are just unexpectedly evil.
Mm-hmm.
Jay, you want to go first? Because you have I think you have a lot of them for this, right?
Well, I took it a different route, and I did. Surprising that we did a top 5 where we both took different angles on it.
Yeah, you asked me you kind of asked me, and I just said, interpret it however you want. Who gives a shit?
So I interpreted it as people who were well liked for a long time, and then found out they were evil.
Okay, sounds good.
So,
hit me.
Brett Favre.
Okay.
Everyone loved Brett Favre. He was a football player. He had no drama. He started, he had made commercials, and he was like an everyday guy. And then it turns out he stole millions of dollars from charity.
Did he allegedly? Did he helped? So there's a big story recently where he was involved. Was it Missouri or what state was it? It was Missouri, right?
I think so.
Where he was involved there was a big scam where they were pretending to feed the homeless or something, but they were instead just embezzling money for a stadium. Or allegedly. But he also was involved, I think, on the Jets where he was harassing like a sideline reporter or something. I could be making that up also. But okay, that's not a bad one. So I obviously want a different route. I said the makers of smoke alarms are fucking evil.
Okay.
Now you think smoke alarms, they're not evil. Obviously, like Jay, you have a smoke alarm in your house. I'm in your apartment, right?
Yeah.
Everyone does because they save your life. And I'm sure a certain percent of the time they're really helpful. But here's why they're evil. Because when the battery is low, you hear a beep, right? When your battery is low, what happens, Jay?
It makes this high-pitched, really, really obnoxiously loud beep.
It makes a beep, yeah. First of all, I've never had the battery is exclusively only low in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
it can never be low at any other time of the day. It
Yep.
has to be after 1 a.m.
Agreed. Never ever has at 2 in the afternoon has the battery gone low.
How many smoke alarms do you have in your house, Jay? In your apartment? I'm guessing.
I think 2.
So one in the living room, one in the bedroom,
Yeah,
or one in the
yeah,
bedrooms?
yeah.
Okay. So we have 4-bedroom house. There's one in every bedroom. There's one in the hallway. There's one downstairs. There's a couple downstairs.
Jesus.
I don't know why. I mean, we also, it's not like we put them in. We bought the house. They had smoke alarms up. We just went with it. You just like you're never removing. You're not like, well, we don't need all these smoke alarms. My daughter doesn't need a smoke alarm in her room. Let her fucking burn.
So whoever you bought the house from love changing batteries.
Well, I think generally people are like, well, you'll have one in all the bedrooms. Like you'll have one in your kid's room. And like you have one in the hallway in the upstairs. You have one, and you have like one in the living room, one in the dining room. I guess you're well protected, I guess.
I guess it seems
anyway,
a little bit of overkill, but okay.
Yeah. Anyway, like we didn't put any extra up. This is what it was like when we got to the house.
Mm-hmm.
But here's why they're evil.
Mm-hmm.
They when the battery's low, you hear beep at 1 a.m. And then you know what you hear?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing for a goddamn minute.
Mm-hmm.
And then it beeps again. And then not another minute, it beeps again. And at 1 a.m., you're fucking half dressed, walking around your house, trying to figure out which fucking smoke alarm is going off because it's not obvious which one went off because they're all kind of near each other. And you're like, which fucking what is this?
I think that's a Mark exclusive problem because you have 17 fire alarms. Like, if I had one, I would know it's either on the front end or the back end of the apartment.
Do you have carbon monoxide?
I do, yeah.
So that's a separate thing.
Mm-hmm.
They also beep once a minute.
Which
But
that wasn't even a thing until like 5 years ago, right?
I don't know. I don't want to fucking die of carbon monoxide, so it's fine.
No, I
I'm
don't
glad to have
either.
that
I
in our
just
house.
feel like, people got through the 80s and 90s without them.
Apparently, a lot of people died, so that's why they added them.
Okay.
If you leave somehow, like you have a gas leak. First of all, Jay, have you recently had a gas leak?
Why, yes, I have. Thanks for asking.
So maybe it's a good idea for everyone to have a carbon monoxide thing in their house.
Maybe.
Makes sense.
I smelt it.
It
smelled like
yeah.
gas, so...
Do you know in reality, though, like, you're not supposed... Like, the gas has no smell?
Wait, they add that so you know.
Yeah, they add that so you know, but yeah. Anyway, so every fucking time I am walking around my house trying to, like, and you're like, it goes off, then you're like, then you stare at this thing for a minute, just waiting for it to go off. But then it's like, wait, it wasn't this one, maybe the other one. And you can't, I swear to God, it takes you like 20, why can't it just beep, beep, beep so you know which one it is? Why would there be a delay of a minute between beeps? How is this helpful? Who was like, Jim, I noticed you made the beeps 2 seconds apart. We need to really spread it out.
Well, I think if they were too close together, you would think there was an actual fire. And then
No,
you'd run
for
out of
an
the house and
actual
never
fire,
change the battery.
Yeah, for an actual fire, it goes off. It's really loud.
Mm-hmm.
If I just hear the beeping in the, you've heard the smoke alarm, your smoke alarm go off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like testing it.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds nothing like the beep.
True. My last apartment, I just removed it. Well, it started going off, and there was no fire.
Exactly. Well, that means it's broken. That means you need to get a new one.
Yeah, I know. I hit it with a bat, and it broke, and then I never replaced it.
Yeah, I actually had one way. My wife was out of town, and it went off. My wife goes out of town. She's gone for a week. She leaves, and my son had COVID. She leaves, 2 a.m., the thing starts going off. I'm like, there's no fucking fire. The thing's going off. And then, like, I just, like, replace the battery. Next night, goes off again at 2 a.m. And I just throw the... I was going to lose my god. I'm like, now it's broken. Take the batteries out, break it, and just put it in the garbage and order a new one.
I did that without ordering the new one.
Yeah, you're supposed to have one.
That apartment was going to kill me either way, so...
Jay's like, I prefer the carbon monoxide and the fire. Yeah, anyway. The person who decided... So not the the person that came up with the smoke alarm idea. The person decided to space the beeps out a minute apart fucking hates families.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Unexpectedly evil people. Bill Cosby.
So you really didn't get creative with this at all, huh? You just read you're like, oh, Brett Favre's in the news. I'll put him down. Let's see who else. Oh, there's a rerun of the Cosby Show. I'll put him down.
I mean,
is Will Smith on there for slapping Chris Rock?
The guy had a 40-year career.
I
and then
get
he's
it,
like,
but like,
oh yeah, by the way, I roofie women and sleep with them. Like, I thought that was pretty like shocking at the time.
No, it was, and I just was hoping you would like channel your inner Sam LaCrosse and come up with better examples. It's like you were positive Sam was going to come on the show, and you put no work into this bit, Jay.
So Jim just responded, and he knows what manga is too. I'm starting to think that you're the only one who doesn't.
Maybe our podcast should be called The Manga Show, and we do better.
Because I've gotten 3 responses, and I don't get responses to anything on the Brink Twitter.
Yeah, so maybe manga is the goal here. Maybe we should. Do you want to change it to the Brink of Manga?
I'm very tempted.
By the way, if you change if you give up the handle Brink of Sanity 3 for one day to become Brink of Manga, 3 is gone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like immediately.
Absolutely.
I also like the fact that you gave up Brink of Sanity 1 as if you had to actually officially give it up. You couldn't just have both accounts.
I at the time it was early days of Twitter, and you couldn't flip between accounts. You had to like log out and log back in.
Jay's like, I can't afford to keep both these free accounts.
I'm not going to be logging out and in of apps all day. If they had the little toggle button back then, we'd still have the Brink of Sanity account.
Oh, okay. So far, I've agreed with you that Bill Cosby and I don't know if Brett Favre's evil or just like an asshole for going along with this. But have you agreed with me that smoke alarm manufacturers are somewhat evil?
Yeah.
Okay. My next one, the creator of automated customer service. When you call up for anything, your cell phone, your electric bill, you always start off with the automated customer service who they believe your preference is not to speak to a person.
Right.
Has that ever been helpful?
Never. So I learned through trial and error that sometimes screaming the word human actually gets you a human.
Do you know how? I mean, I'm sure they record everything. I've screamed human also. I'm sure people. I'm sure the recordings on these things. Yeah, eventually you get through. But like I'm sure the recordings of this thing are just a series of people screaming in profanities.
Yes.
I've screamed.
Now that is probably a really good job. The automatic call screener. You just all day you're listening to people scream and curse. In fact, I think I might apply to that.
Jim, do you mind? All you have to do for your job is give us some feedback. You're just going to listen to customer service calls. Oh, what people have to. No. We're going to listen to what people say in the background of automated customer service. We want to see if it's working well. Oh, okay. And all they hear all day is, you fucking piece of shit. I want to talk to a fucking human being. And they're like, I'm gonna quit this job and call my mom and tell her I love her. I can't take this. No one lasts more than a day in the job. It pays. They're like, we're gonna pay $1 million a year. Wow, this job must be amazing. And they're like, okay, I quit. I can't do it.
Then there's me just eating popcorn and laughing my ass off and putting in massive amounts of overtime.
Yeah. But yeah, it drives me goddamn. It's just like, it's like all customer service decided. First of all, you cannot find a phone number for anything.
No.
It's impossible.
Nobody wants you to call anymore. They want you to use that stupid like robo text messaging thing on every website now.
Oh my God. So my son, he got a cell phone this year. He's now in 6th grade in middle school, and all the kids get cell phones. So I got him a cell phone, and I don't want to pay a lot for my cell phone plan. I want to find, I don't, instead of like, if you go for Verizon and one of the big name carriers, it's a little bit expensive. And they have all these sub carriers, basically wholesale providers. Jay, you use one of them, right? You use Cricket?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I first found, I'm using my phone. I use something called Optimum. They resell T-Mobile. I've had it for 2 years. No issue. But apparently I got in on a good promotion. I'm paying $20 a month. It's great. I have unlimited. Works great. But the promotion's over. They're a little more expensive. I tried this thing called Mint Mobile. Got great reviews online. Customer service is great. I signed my son up for it. I got like a 3-month plan for it to see if he liked it first. And his issue was at his school, I guess the kids like they get to school early, they play games on their phone, and like his friends are playing games on their phones together, and they all have like 3 bars, and he has like 1 bar, so he can't really play a game.
Mhm.
So he's like, and kids are like, haha, you only have 1 bar, so he's complaining about it. I'm like, oh fuck, okay, fine, I'll figure something
That's
else
his
out.
nickname now till it's like senior year of high school. 1 bar.
What's up, 1 bar? uh, so I was looking to other things you can do. And so Verizon, which is supposed to be like the best in our town, best in our area, in the New York area, they came out with their own like wholesale one called Visible. And so Visible is just wholesale. It's weird. It's just like it's still the Verizon. Verizon owns them, but they're wholesale Verizon. And for $30 a month, you get unlimited Verizon, like a pretty good deal, right? $30 a month, unlimited.
Yeah.
Okay, so they had like a 15-day trial. So I wanted to do the trial, see if it worked, and then if it was, I'd swap the number. So my son, he takes it to school, uses it. He's like, this is better. I have more bars. I have now 3 bars. I am a super game player on my phone. I don't know why else they can't just fucking talk to each other instead of playing games on their phone.
Right.
But I'm not going to interfere with how they all hang out. It's not like it's. My understanding, it's not him just staying there by himself. The kids are all doing it together and like whatever. And this is how kids interact through their phones and talking to each other while they're staring at their phones, and it's a whole other problem. Anyway, so yesterday I sit down. It was also happened to be the Jewish holy day of Yom Kippur, where you fast for the day, and we're gonna go see my wife's family. And I'm not working that day because of the holiday, and I'm like, okay. Only thing I do is I have coffee because I'll lose my mind if I don't have coffee. I have my coffee. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna switch my son's phone over. Like basically switch the port the number over from Mint Mobile and just like on a pay Visible and go with this plan. I do it. Everything worked out fine, except I can't receive phone calls. I can make phone calls. I could use data like text or like look on the internet, but I can't receive phone calls.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for the. Does that follow? Thank you. Oh, it's been a long time since we heard that one.
That's on Twitch. I forgot to even open up Twitch. Anyway, so I do everything. I can't receive calls. And so the thing with Visible, what makes them less expensive, is there's no customer service you can talk to. So like Mint Mobile, I called up. They give you someone from the Philippines to talk to who like was helpful. Here, there's no phone number at all.
Isn't that like your ideal phone plan though? Like nobody can call you.
Yeah, well, my son, it doesn't really work.
Like I'll call you when I want to talk to you.
Yeah, it really does work that way. Maybe I should have left it like that. Anyway, you have like they have a chat box. I'm like, fine, I'll do the chat box. And if you could sign into the chat box, they're like, we have a lot of people trying to contact us right now. It'll be a bit of a delay. One of those messages like we're busy, basically. I wait fucking 2 hours to get through in this chat box. I'm then chatting with this woman or man or whoever I'm chatting with for like an hour and a half where they're trying things on my phone. Nothing fucking works out. Then they have to escalate it. Like 3 or 4 hours later, they finally connected me to a person who they like took my phone number and they're like, I'm like, so you're gonna call me? They're like, maybe. We're gonna escalate this. We'll see if we have to talk to you. Eventually they do talk to me, and they and this morning they but I'm not also I'm starving myself there. I'm not eating because the fasting. I fucking was just livid yesterday. This thing wasn't fucking working. I got into a fight with my wife over fucking nothing. And I'm just like losing my mind over this. You've never seen the sense of relief someone could have when this morning they're like, restart your phone. We think we have it fixed. I dial his phone number. It rings. It was one of the happier moments of my life.
Why do you even do the fasting thing?
Do you want to know why I choose to do it or why I do it?
Why you do? You don't believe in any of it. You like barely follow it. So why are you even doing it? Like, who are you fooling?
I'm not trying to fool anyone. I'm not saying this is to get me into heaven.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even sure. I'm not even clear on Jews' belief in heaven. But
I don't think they do.
I don't think they really do. I think they have a different view on things.
Because I was talking to this Hasidic woman, and she was telling me, you have like 10 commandments. We have like 300 and something rules. And I'm like, yeah, but you don't believe in heaven, so why do any of them? And she was basically like, the community would shun you if you don't. So it's all pure. It's a peer pressure based religion, apparently.
So is all religion. You don't think anything like you have to get into heaven? That's pretty peer pressure.
Well, I would say like Catholic religion is like a guilt based religion. Like
Okay, first of all, don't fuck the Jews. We are the OGs when it comes to guilt.
true. Anyway,
So
why
please,
why would you fast if you don't believe in any of this?
Okay, so I look at Jews like some people are like, I'm Italian, I'm from Italy, I'm Irish, I'm from Ireland. Jay, what's your heritage? What's your background?
Irish and Italian.
Okay, cool. You're Italian?
A quarter, yeah.
Okay. So I don't really have that heritage. It's not like my family doesn't really not even clear what part of Europe they're from. I mean, we're all, I guess, from Europe or something like that. The one thing, and a lot of Jews like identify this way. We don't identify with a country besides, like, and we're obviously not from Israel, but we identify with the Jewish religion. That's our culture. And people are like, it's a religion, not a culture. It really is a culture, and that's like so. I identify like I don't believe in the religious part of it, but it's clear that's the culture I'm from. Is like the Jewish culture. So why I do it, I like to do a couple things just to kind of remind I look at Jewish holidays as a reason for family to get together, and I do a couple things basically to remind myself I'm Jewish. I don't eat bacon, or I don't eat pork. I said I celebrate, and I basically don't eat bread on Passover, and I starve myself for Yom Kippur. Though I started having coffee just because I'll just get sick if I don't drink coffee because I'm fucking too addicted to caffeine.
Yeah, it took me about 2 weeks to get over the caffeine thing. You basically have a headache 24 hours a day for 2 weeks, and then you're out of it. It's like a detox thing, but those 2 weeks suck.
When I first like got hooked on coffee, maybe like like 7 or 8 years ago, and I first time I did Yom Kippur, I tried to just not drink coffee. By midday, I was so sick, I couldn't deal with the rest of the day, and I was like, well, this is just fucking stupid. It's one thing to starve myself, another thing to be sick for the day. So
it's amazing how quickly, because I didn't drink coffee until I was like 29, and like I stopped drinking coffee at like 30, and I still had to go through like a 2-week detox.
Yeah, I guess like I'm like sometimes I'm like, should I give it up? Then I'm like, yeah, what's the fucking purpose of giving it up? Like it's one of those accept the drugs doesn't seem like do as not much bad to you. And I know when I first started drinking coffee, you were like, why you drink coffee? It wakes you up. It gives you all this energy. Awesome. Then like by 1 month into drinking coffee, you're like, oh, why do you drink coffee? Well, I have a headache, and the coffee takes away the headache.
Yeah.
Why do you have a headache? From not drinking the coffee. And you drink the coffee to get rid of the headache? Yeah. So does it wake you up? No. All it does is get rid of the headache it induces.
You basically give yourself an addiction for like 1 month of being more awake.
Yeah. At first, I had coffee, I'd be like, I'm Superman. It's like I'm on cocaine. Now it's just like, I guess I won't fall asleep when I'm driving, kind of.
Yeah. That's basically it. Unless you're one of those people that has like those gallon vats of like coffee and you're just chugging it all day.
Okay, Jay, you're not religious at all, right?
Right.
You were raised, though, Christian, right?
Catholic, yeah.
Catholic, okay. I'm going to ask you a question about Christianity. I was hoping, actually, it's something I was thinking about that I don't understand. I was hoping you could explain it to me.
Maybe. I went to religion class for like years, so.
This is like a pretty basic one that maybe you'll understand.
Mm-hmm.
There's a song called, there's a whole thing of like 12 Days of Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
On the first day of Christmas by, how's it go?
True Love Gave to Me.
Yeah, okay. What my understanding is there's Christmas Eve and there's Christmas. Where the fuck are the 12 days of Christmas? Like Hanukkah, we have 8 days of Hanukkah.
Mm-hmm.
We celebrate 8 days. My kids get presents on 8 days. I mean, there's a stupid, like, made up story about this oil lasting for 8 days and where it comes from. But at least it's we pretend it's Hanukkah for 8 days. Do you pretend it's Christmas for 12 days? I don't understand. I've never heard someone go, it's the 4th day of Christmas.
No, it's like, you know, the 3 wise men who gave like the worst presents ever for a baby. What
were the presents?
I'm a baby. Thanks. Here's some myrrh. Thanks. Frankincense. Yeah, that's what babies like. They like incense.
You know what's great? 95% I imagine of Christians don't know what those things are.
Right.
Like what's myrrh?
I have no idea what myrrh is.
Jay, if I gave you $10,000, if you can come up with those 3 things within a day, you think you could?
I don't think myrrh and frankincense even exist anymore. Gold I could come up with.
Like one day, so like Amazon can't deliver it to you in time. Who'd you acquire those 3 items?
I don't think so. I don't. I've never even seen. I've never gone to a store and seen frankincense.
Myrrh, frankincense. What's the third one?
Gold. I mean that one's easy.
Okay. Oh, it's gold.
Yeah.
So this is like, for the first gift, baby, we're gonna give you gold. Oh man, these guys are awesome. This is great. For the second gift, we're gonna give you myrrh. Is that another way of saying gold? Nope.
Also,
okay, well,
obviously
what's
the guy who gave gold is a dick. You know, the other two are like, dude, we said it's like a $20 max on these gifts.
yes.
So the 12 days of Christmas. That's
by the way, I have a question for you.
You don't want, you want the answer to your first question?
1 second, Jay. I want to ask you this question because I'd like to see if you could spell myrrh.
Murr.
Myrrh.
I was close.
Not even. You were closest than you used letters.
I spelled it like the Impractical Joker.
Yes, you did. Okay, so explain frankincense. How do you spell frankincense?
It's like Frankenstein, but with sense.
Come on, try it.
FrankenScnse.
Frank Incense. So you've basically been raised in this religion. It's been your part of your life for your entire life, and you can't spell 2 of the 3 things. Can you spell gold, Jay?
Look, I knew it was gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
That's pretty good, though. Explain the 12 days to me.
So that's how long it took those 3 guys from the time Christ was born to get to him to give those stupid gifts.
From where?
Over in Egypt somewhere. I don't know. It took them 12 days to walk over to the... Imagine, like, somebody invites you to, like, hey, I'm going to have a party. Yeah, I'll see you in 12 days.
Do you know why so our election day, U.S. election day is on a Tuesday. Do you know why it's on a Tuesday?
If they wanted competition for Taco Tuesday?
That's exactly it. You're right. Okay, we'll move on.
Can't have these Mexicans owning a day.
For the people that didn't live in the city, lived in the town, like lived outside the city, it was like it would take 2 days to get to the center of town to vote. They would basically we had to make it Tuesday instead of like a Monday, so we give people time to show up here.
God,
I want to
really
go vote. I have to fucking travel 2 days to get to the city to vote.
Can you imagine living back then?
I mean, how much life must suck? Like, you're like, hey, we're going to take a family vacation to California. What's that mean? It means at least half our family will be dead by then, because that's what happens when you travel anywhere.
Yeah. Maybe we'll come back and it'll be 10 years later and our house will be burnt down.
Oh, yeah, no, you just take everything with you. You're going from New York to California, you'll never come back, basically.
Yeah.
You don't take vacations, you just move.
Yeah, exactly.
So wait, the 12 days are the time it took to walk from somewhere in Egypt to have you read the Bible, Jay?
I read a lot of it, not the whole thing.
Okay, first for Judaism, at least when I go to temple, most of the stuff's in Hebrew.
Mm-hmm.
Hebrew is the language of Israel. What I don't understand is they do everything in Hebrew, and no one fucking knows what Hebrew means. We don't learn most of us don't learn what the translation is.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just singing stuff we don't know what it means. Anytime I read the English, I'm like, this is what we're fucking saying now? Because everything's about like, oh God, man, God, you're so awesome, God. I love you, God. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you, God. Man, God, you look good in those jeans. You've been working out, God. Anyway, so what I don't understand, I feel like I was told all these stories. I went to Hebrew school, told all these stories, and I never asked questions like I should ask.
Mm-hmm.
Like they show the story of Jonah getting trapped in the whale. And I want to know, well, what the fuck was Jonah doing? Was he on a boat? How did he get eaten by the whale? Like, who the fuck was Jonah? We find out more about his backstory? Can we explain how he did die? What happened to the whale
afterwards? How do they know
afterwards?
he got eaten by a whale?
Like, basically, he got out. So I guess he just came back to the beach and was like, they're like, dude, what have you been up to? I was in a whale. Okay, I guess no one lies back in these times. So he said he was in a whale. We'll just write this down and make it part of the Holy Scripture.
You could literally say anything. There's no cameras. There's no proof. There's not even that many people around. So like everybody's probably alone most of the time. They're probably all half insane. It's like, yep, I was in a whale and then I talked to a bush and it was a busy day. It's a busy day.
have you seen the Ricky Gervais movie, The Invention of Lying?
Mm-mm.
So it's a pretty funny movie. It's from 2009. The general premise is it's a world just like ours, but lying doesn't exist. So
Mhm.
everyone just says what they think out loud.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of, it's pretty funny. But then he like comes up with the idea of lying, and like because no one's ever lied before in this world, everything he makes up, people are like, that must be true because no one lies. They never even heard that. So he stops a woman in the street and goes, "We have to have sex now, or the world ends." She's like, "Oh, Jesus Christ! I guess we have to save the world. Let's go, everyone just assumes everything you're saying is real. I feel like that's what the biblical times were just the invention of lying. It's just a few people were like, I found a God talked to me and told me we have these 10 commandments. Okay, he says it. It must be true.
The guy who wrote it had somebody sleeping with his wife, so that's why adultery's so high on that list of commandments.
I mean, no offense to the whole Christian religion, but you're like, Mary, you definitely weren't fucking someone else. No, God implanted a child in me. I did not sleep with your brother.
I couldn't help but notice he has his eyes, though.
Yeah, he looks a lot like my brother. I mean, him and his uncle are like spitting image. Man, I guess that's how God works.
Mysterious ways.
Is it weird God didn't impregnate anyone else?
A little bit.
But why don't you celebrate the 12 days? Like, why is it like, so there's 12 days? First of all, in the song, aren't they getting something every day?
Yeah, but do you want any of those things?
What do they do? It's like
You want two
on the
turtle
first-
doves? Do you want two turtle doves?
But it sounds like there's 12 days of gifts. Like the Jewish religion, we say there's 8 days. My kid gets something 8 days. Why don't, like, if I was Christian, I'd be here, or Catholic, whatever version of Christianity you are, I'd be hearing the song, and I'd be like, oh, cool, these gifts are awesome. What am I gonna get tomorrow on day 2 of Christmas? Son, this is it. You're telling me the song's a fucking.
That's why
I
they
learned
have
this song for no reason.
That's why they have an Advent calendar.
Why don't they say the 12 days? Why is the 12 days of Christmas song just about on the first day of Christmas I walked 10 miles. On the second day of Christmas I walked 10 more miles because that's what's actually about.
Right.
On the 4th day of Christmas I was like, sucks for that guy carrying gold. That's pretty heavy. This myrrh stuff doesn't take up a lot of space.
On the
Myrrh's
5th day of
pretty light.
Christmas, I shit in a pile of sand, and I wiped my ass with some leaves.
They're like, on the 7th day of Christmas, we were down to 3 wise men. You know, like,
Oh yeah,
like,
there was 12.
There was 12. They just died along the way.
When they got there, they just didn't tell them about the other 9.
There's 3 wise men came. Yes, 3. That's it. It looks like your myrrh is supposed to go with something else. No, it's not. It's a gift. It's totally on its own. There's no one else who's carrying something that went along with the myrrh.
Maybe that's how they were able to afford gold. They sold 9 of the gifts, and they exchanged it for gold.
That would make sense. But yeah, people don't question any of these Bible stories. I mean, I guess people do. Anytime you question them, you're like, there are major holes in every one of these stories. But I'm assuming the invention of lying is the biblical how the Bible was written.
Yeah, makes sense.
Jay, what's your third one for?
We're out of time.
Well, come on. You want to for next show, Jay? You want to finish? Well, Jay is going off to Thailand for 2 weeks. So while you're in Thailand, Jay, could you finish writing the top 5 for this?
Yeah, I like your direction better, so I'll write different ones.
Okay. So Jay's going to completely redo the top 5. It's okay. I had a couple extra anyway, so it'll work out well.
Okay.
And by the way, I expect basically each one to be an hour-long tangent.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. If you want to join us live, twitch.tv/crumpledbacon, crumpled with a P.
Can you tell everyone your itinerary in Thailand in case they want to join you?
youtube.com/TITOWAJ, thebrinkofsanity@gmail.com, brinkofsanity3 on Twitter, and Brink of Sanity on Patreon.
So I have a question for you, Jay, before we end the show. So how long is your flight to Thailand? Is there a stopover?
Well, all flights stop in Tokyo, and then you got to transfer.
Oh, okay. So how long's the total flight time? Or how long's the total trip between when you leave New York and you get there? How long is it?
It's like a day and a half.
So I remember from the last time we went to Thailand, I'm expecting a recap from this trip, but you were not able to plug in your
Apnea
your
machine.
your life support system, and you couldn't sleep basically.
Yeah.
What are you going to do in that situation?
Well, now I know that there's an actual plug in the seat.
Oh, the plug was there the whole time.
The whole time.
Oh,
I looked by the armrest. I didn't know like the part you're sitting on has a plug, and I could have been breathing that whole time.
Is there a battery? Jesus Christ. Is there a battery backup basically, like for situations where you don't have a plug?
No, you just like I
So
could never
this-
go camping again. That's it.
The sleep apnea machine manufacturers are like, if you can't find a socket, I guess you'll die.
Pretty much.
So if you're in a power outage, you can't sleep.
I never thought about that, but now I'm terrified. Yes.
Because remember, well, we never had like a day. We had well, did you lose power a couple years ago for like over the summer for like a week?
No.
Did that hit you at all? So Long Island, there was in my area, there was a long power outage like 2 summers ago. And we lost power for like a week. Maybe now you're in the suburbs that will happen. What will you do, Zach? If you what will you do? What will you do if you lose power for a week? What will happen?
I wouldn't be able to sleep. I have no idea.
Your body, like physically, you could not fall asleep without the sleep apnea machine.
I mean, I'm guessing I would sleep a little bit, like out of sheer exhaustion. I would probably fall asleep a little bit. I don't know. My type of apnea is like the second you fall asleep. So maybe I would get so tired I would crash hard enough to get past that part. Because once I'm asleep, I'm okay.
I would love to see this. 911. What's your emergency? I lost power. Okay. Yeah, I don't have power. I don't know what to do. Why don't you use a flashlight? I can't breathe with a flashlight. I'm sorry, sir. What? I have a sleep apnea machine. If I don't plug it in, I can't sleep, and then I die. 911, help me. Sir, is this a joke?
On that note, yes, I'm going to Thailand, so our next show will be in November.
Yes,
we
with
will-
lots of stories about Thailand. Jay, will you promise to get into a series of funny adventures while you're in Thailand?
I mean, I think that's a given.
Okay, cool.
Do I ever do anything without having some sort of thing happen?
Do you are you going to bring myrrh and frankincense with you on the trip?
No, but I'm going to look for myrrh and frankincense in Thailand.
Yeah, why not?
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody.
My love